Hello everyone. So I got the diesel generator working. It had run out of crop sticks, so that's why it's on and off at the moment. It's still kind of powering up, so it's getting through the fuel quicker than it's making it, but it'll start ramping up and and be more consistent soon once it starts getting more output from the farm. There we go. So what I've got here is half hemp, half sugarcane. I don't know if I need to do hemp and sugarcane. I probably could have just done it with sugarcane, because in this pack sugarcane you can actually get seeds from. So yeah, or wheat is another one that has a product and a seed that you can get. So you could put the wheat seeds in there and then the wheat in here, and it'll go. So yeah, this is the system. What we've got here is we've got a buffer chest. It doesn't need to be a diamond chest, it's just the one that I put down. I don't think I'm short on, or will ever be short on diamonds now, so it doesn't matter that it's more expensive than it needs to be. So we've got power and item conduits going to the farming station, and what that is that's pulling all the produce from the station into here, which is then getting pushed along this line and up along and getting pushed into the two machines, the fermenter and the squeezer, which then with these fluid pipes is getting pushed into the refinery, which then gets pushed into the diesel generator. And you can see we've got power lines hooked up as well to give these things power, and that comes from this capacitor bank, and it also pulls out of the diesel generator. So you need a little bit of power to start the system up, but once it's going, the diesel generator creates enough power to keep everything going. And then we use the capacitor bank to buffer that power. So we've got this little block here that you wouldn't have seen before, which is the dimensional transceiver, which is a way of wirelessly transferring items and power, and I believe you can do fluids and stuff through there as well. So as you can see, we've got the energy conduit going up through there, and it goes all the way up to the main base. I put that all in before I realised I needed to bring some wood down here for the crop sticks, and then I was like thinking, oh, I'm not going to rip that up again and put all these item conduits in, so I'll create a dimensional transceiver, which I needed to do for a quest anyway. These things are pretty damn expensive, so yeah, it took a little while to get everything crafted up. I still need to make a couple of them, so I've got the alloy smelter queued up with a whole bunch of dark steel that's needed. The other thing here is the crafter that I managed to finally make. So what this is you get a list of crafting patterns, and so we've got the oakwood planks get crafted from the oakwood, and then the planks get crafted into sticks, and then the sticks get crafted into crop sticks. This is going to fill up with apples. I need to blacklist. Okay. So with the dimensional transceiver, we've set up a channel called wood, and we've set this dimensional transceiver up to receive wood. But the wood one also has the other produce from the tree farm, which is apples and saplings, so they're coming through as well. So I'll need to blacklist those on the item filter so that they don't actually come through. You can see here we're inputting on brown and outputting on blue. So we're outputting from brown from the dimensional transceiver. So that's those items only go into the crafter, and then out on blue, which we're then inserting into the farm station in the bottom on blue, so that the crop sticks that get crafted only go into here. We have a bunch of crop sticks in here, but that's because I hooked it up to the chest while I was testing it out. So yeah, we got that all going. I would have expected it to be a bit more continuous by now, but I might just see. I don't think I've got the optimal configuration, because it keeps complaining about seeds because I'm telling it to output the seeds, but it doesn't keep a buffer. So I'm wondering, because it has storage for seeds, I wonder if we leave it without the storage, the seed output module, whether once it fills up its internal buffer it will actually output the seeds or not. The problem is that the internal buffer is pretty big, but it shouldn't take too long. You can kind of see there the pipe going up through the floor. We've got a whole bunch of different cows now. Liquid emerald, Gallard Priopium. It's like, don't even know what most of these ones do, but that's probably a good sign that that they're useful because they're further along than I've been before. So the pipe, the energy conduit comes all the way through here, all the way down here, all the way down here, and then you can see it right there getting ready to go up to here. So I've tidied up this top a little bit. I put in some quite clear glass for a nice window, and another little window there, and put a roof on it. Maybe we'll put another level, I don't know what would be up there, but yeah. So finished off the quest that was to create more of these Endoflux crystals and added them in. So we've got that all working. The next thing would be to fix up the assembly table a bit more and hook that up to the proper power system. So yeah, so we've got this farming station. As you can see, saplings, apples, we've got a dimensional transceiver there, which is sending on wood. So yeah, I'll just need to set up a blacklist so that it doesn't send saplings and apples. And you can you might have noticed that there's no actual wood in the storage drawer at the moment because it's all been pushed down there. Now, eventually, the buffer will fill up enough downstairs. There you go. Let's see if this one. No, that one's slowly going down, but the buffer in the crafter will fill up with crafting materials, and so we won't be pushing any more wood there. It'll just take a little while, and obviously the farming station itself can only hold so many crop sticks. So eventually the system will fill itself up so that we actually start getting wood in that storage drawer up there again. So yeah. So what I've got here is a little bit of automation I've set up for dark steel because I need so much of it for those dimensional transceivers. It's made from pulverized coal, iron and obsidian. So what I've got here is I've just got a basic two-way pipe on this, so it pushes in the ingredients it needs and pulls it out. And the sag mill, I just manually put coal in there. it's a hell of a lot quicker at processing coal than this thing is at processing dark steel. So I just processed a bunch of coal and it's up there, and I can just keep feeding items into this. And because these already have items in them, the system's intelligent enough to know to push the same kind of items down, and we can keep it going. If there was nothing in here, it would just push the first items it could into those slots and probably end up with the wrong recipe and things. So the alloy smelter can't really be automated until you get to an AE, Applied Energistics item system up, and that's got quite an intelligent crafting, automatic crafting system within it, so you can give it all sorts of patterns and stuff. So we'll be able to do something then. Because this alloy smelter was tied up with all the dark steel and I wanted to do some other things, I created another alloy smelter, which isn't terribly expensive at this point. They're not cheap still, but it's alright. Yeah, so the diesel's running. We got that all going. I think that's everything. So the thing we'll be doing now is opening a bunch of these reward bags. So I've done a fair bit of the Delta quest lines now. I can probably do a couple more, but they are getting a bit difficult. But like I said, when I got down to, I believe it was the induction smelter, once I did that one, I had the Invar, Tinker's Alloy and Electrum all done, and then I needed the Signalium and Lumium and the Enderium for creating the crafter anyway. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of machines here that I've had to craft and put any of them down. A lot of them are copies of things that I've already got, like the furnace and stuff isn't anything that we haven't had before. I'm just trying to think of where to put all this stuff. I don't really want to put vibrant alloy here, but I will. Engineer's hammer goes up there. And right, so we've got a legendary bag, 5 epic bags, 6 basic bags, 6 greater bags, and 4 good bags. So yeah, definitely did a few quests. Let's start with the basic and work our way up. Oh, ME cables and illuminated panel, that's actually half decent. Paxel, don't need those. Lamps, not going to use those. Still don't know what these aluminium wires are. Oh, they're Galacticraft. So, might end up using those. Invisible bedrock. Or processing upgrade. I've got some invisible bedrock, yeah. 25 of that now. And these things don't stack. All processing upgrade. I'm going to chuck those lamps out. To me, they look absolutely horrible. Right, good bags, where are they? Oh, portal gun. I think that's my first portal gun, actually. So, they're exactly like the guns in Portal, if elite, but it's not bad. And fuel efficiency upgrade, I actually use those. Yeah, so you use them to You shoot one portal at the source, and then you go shoot another portal at the destination, and then you can walk through the portals. So I could set one up here, and it could open up over by the other storage system, do things like that. I don't think they work across dimensions. Yeah. Which would be the most handy thing for this? Oh, more bedrock. Oh, this is cool. A structure generator, medium wizard tower. So what this is it's just an item, but if you use it, it actually generates a structure where you are. So I might actually open that one up at the end of the episode once we've done all these bags. A Forbidden Award, turret base, ferromagnetic slugs, railgun turrets. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's a mod called Open Modular Turrets that I've had it for ages in my games, but I've never actually gotten into it. Probably more interesting if you actually use it in the nether and stuff. That could be quite interesting. You set up these turrets, and they're like defense turrets that really cool chunk loaders. Yeah, so if you set up a base and you light your base up, but you set some turrets around to diamond apples, not bad. Monolines, not bad. Like 6 of those diamond apples now. Take that out. Invisible bedrock. See, I don't like that it's invisible. if it was just like if you could see it, no matter what it is, like what the design was, if you could see it, then that'd be cool. But not being able to see it means you're not aware that it's there, or not as easily. So 5 epic. So we haven't had many epic bags yet. So this could be interesting. Oh yeah, flask of sharing. It's a potion. Ah, teleporter. These are cool. Mechanism. These things go across dimensions. And more apples. Chainsaw. Oh, that's cool. Unbreakable builder's wand. That is cool. So I've been using these diamond wands, which are handy, but they run out. So even though it only costs 1 diamond per thing, it's pretty handy having these ones that. Oh, that's right. It only does a maximum of 64 blocks. So we'll keep it, but we'll probably, there'll still be occasion to use the diamond one. And then legendary liquid compressor. Generate compressed air using various liquids. Available fuels. So I think this is handy just in the fact that I will be building one of those anyway, so that should be nice. But I'm not particularly excited to get that. I'm pretty sure, like, this quest line's been open for ages and I haven't even done anything. It's been at 0%. So this right hand side is Pneumaticraft, which you work with pressure and stuff. So you have all these pipes and things. You have to make sure that the system's balanced enough that it doesn't explode. And one of the guys that I watch, he had a system set up that looked pretty good, and simple as well. So I was going to copy him. that fill up already? I suppose with processing so much stuff. Yeah, so I'll be using it, but I'm not exactly excited to see that as a reward. So what you do, this gauge dropper, you can either use it and click on something and it fills the gauge dropper up with that liquid so that you can transfer it around conveniently, or you can shift click and it just empties it all out. So that's what I'm using the gauge dropper for at the moment, is just coming in here, shift clicking that tank to empty it out. So I've got 430 steel at the moment, so that's nice. I won't run out now. How much stuff have we still got? I've got 0 iron, still got a bunch of coal. Oh, I've made heaps of coke. So yeah, I'll just leave that to process all the coke and stuff, and then we can just feed it a bunch of iron if I ever need some more steel, which I don't think I will, but right. I want to create this structure. I'm going to do it in the nether. So I can show you, but it's still pretty dangerous, these things. They got like invisible blocks everywhere and stuff. Where do I want to put it? Let's just put it over here, I just stop it? There we go. I'll just step back, kill these spiders first before I do anything else. Where's the other one? Gotcha. So, yeah, you can see the structure. The thing is that it's pretty booby-trapped, has lots of invisible blocks and things. So they can be pretty dangerous. So you can kind of tell that one. It's you probably can't read it, but it says illusionary block for me. So what it is it looks like there's a block, but there isn't a block. I'm gonna vein mine that mossy stone. I'm just being very careful. So I don't know if you can see, but there's spots. It's an arrow trap. If I look in, it's got a sword. If I take that sword out, and then this one, take that sword out. That's it, just those two. Any illusion blocks? No, it makes that so you can hear it click. So what do we got here? Some dimlets, fire net, music disc. nothing too interesting. Anvil could be nice. There must be more illusionary blocks. I can't use that one. What's that? Oxygenated diamond amulet of mining. Interesting. I like those display pedestals and stuff when you get cool items, you can chuck them in there. And take me out, take me out. Charting table can be handy. Bookshelves definitely are handy. Lunar calendar. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay, for some reason it doesn't want to give it to me. Down to the next level. Take you out. Oh, this is the base. There's no button to open the door. Whoa! Shit! Oh, man, I almost succeeded at completely getting the tower done without being getting caught in anything. Now, what the hell are you guys? Oh, there's a spawner for them as well. Well, what are they? I can't even... Oh, clay. Oh, I can't open the chest until I... stuck in the spider web. That's cool. I know that you can do... there's some tools to move spawners. What's this? Portal spawner? No. I want these guys. Mover? What's that? Life aggregator. No, that's it. That's the Britannia one. I thought there was a different one. Ah, that one's pretty expensive. I might have to look it up. I like that. Clay golems. Ah. Okay, I'll leave it here. did I already? I must have already done that one. Um, yeah, I'll leave it here, and I want to find a way to move that spawner, because clay golems are not a normal thing. You can get iron golems normally, but you can't get clay. So I want them. They're pretty cool. Too bad they're aggressive. Iron golems aren't aggressive to you. They're like protectors. But as a way to get clay, plus just because. Okay, I'll leave it here, and yeah, I think we made some good progress. Got the power going anyway for to start the gardens, and yeah, well, Botania is the next thing, so I can get nature essence so that I can start with the lily pads of fertility for the garden. So that's probably the next priority is to set up some mana generation for Botania, and then go through all those quests and do all that Minicio stuff. Cool, so that's what the plan will be now. I'll see you next time.